Tyler, you came out hot and scored the first 8 points of the game tonight. How were you feeling coming into the game? Did you do something a little bit different in warm-ups, or did you come out and just expect business as usual for you?
Well, honestly, this is the first game I haven't shaved the day of, so maybe that's it. I think that could be it. Maybe I won't shave from now on.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Steve, the production in the post, was it more so the team you were playing against with their lack of size, or was it more so just the chip on your shoulder after maybe not having that type of success the last game out?
Yeah, I think for us bigs, that's just the goal every game is just try to dominate the post no matter who we're playing, whether it's, like you said, it didn't really work very well versus Arizona, but come back today and try to do it. And it doesn't matter if it's me, T, AJ, Chucky posting up sometimes. We're just trying to get the ball in there and make plays.
Jeff, go ahead.
For both Tyler and Steven, since you guys are the more experienced guys, you know how this works. You're coming off a game against Arizona. You're playing a team that people expect you to beat. It's finals week. Did you guys pay attention to what happened in Northwestern last night at all? Because you know if you don't play good ball, what can happen? I'm just curious about that.
I mean, yeah, we've seen it, or if you didn't see it, I'm sure people heard about it. But that's just, I feel like for us, we got to show up every night, and that was something that we really pushed in the pregame speech. If we want to be great, we got to show up every night and do it great. And so we did that, I think, for the most part. We still could have been better, but I'm pretty happy with how we played.
Yeah, no, like T said, we don't really care what the name on the jersey is. We want to play Wisconsin basketball every time and do it to the best of our ability.
Michael?
Again, for Tyler or Steven, I mean, when the three-pointer's not working, I guess what does that change for you guys underneath, if at all? Like, does anything change?
I feel like if we're getting a little jump shot happy or not taking the best shots, that's when we really focus on getting it in, or maybe not necessarily scoring from within there, but just making plays out of there. So I feel like tonight we just kind of started off going inside and we never really left it. And me, Steve, a couple of other guys did a good job of getting in there and making good decisions.
For Tyler and Steven, in a matchup like this where you guys seem to have the size advantage it showed in the rebound differential, does that give you guys some form of extra confidence knowing, you could potentially attack a little more with the size advantage? And does that kind of help you going forward?
Kind of like I said earlier, it doesn't really matter who we're playing, me and Tyler. And like I said, AJ, it doesn't really matter who gets in there. We're trying to dominate whoever's guarding us. And I think that's the goal and the game plan for us every game. So, and like we did tonight, we want to have more games like this for sure.
Tyler, stats-wise, that's a pretty good defense in terms of what the points they give up. I know they haven't really played a murderer's row. I'm curious, what do they do defensively that maybe can get teams frustrated or get them out of rhythm that you guys experienced tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I would give credit to their head coach. They're a really well-coached team. They listen to all the stuff that they're told, and they follow a plan. So I feel like when they don't have too many guys going this way or that way, they're able to play good team defense. And I feel like as a whole, they're pretty solid.
Michael?
AJ, the guards group got it going a little bit at the end. I mean, how do you guys go about getting some offense, when the three-pointers, I guess, not as big of a factor?
Just really, touching the post. Obviously, you've seen tonight, T and Steve had a good scoring night, so that just draws attention to them. And back cuts, swing threes, so just playing off of them, really.
Tyler, as the veteran on this team, do you have to say anything to Connor to kind of help him through the funk that he's going through? Do you vocalize anything with him? Do you kind of let him work through his thing? What's kind of the approach with a teammate that's struggling on both ends of the floor right now?
I would say a little bit of both. I mean, you got to be there for him, but sometimes you just kind of got to let him go. Or in practice, if he's figuring it out, you got to let him figure it out. But if you see something, not only me, but a lot of other guys on the team, they're not afraid to speak up and give their 2 cents. And it's not a bad thing. I think it's just a good thing for our team and the chemistry that we have, where we're able to communicate really well and just talk it out. And so I would say a little bit of both. Giving him words of encouragement is huge, especially right now. But he'll get it going.
Tyler, coming into this game, it seemed like you guys had run a good amount of pick and roll. Today, it seemed like the ball originated more in the post, and then you guys went from there. What's kind of the difference stylistically when you guys are kind of touching the post first rather than going into the pick and roll actions, and how do you guys kind of respond from that as the big men?
Yeah, I don't think it was part of the game plan. I think the way we started off, me and Steve, we were getting good looks inside. We were getting a lot of rebounds. And so I feel like just the flow of the game, it ended up us getting a lot of touches, which isn't a good thing or a bad thing. Next game, it could be a completely different thing. So just really figuring it out as we play the game and then make adjustments if we need to.
Okay, one more for the
Steven, another young guy on the team, Nolan Winters, started to earn some offensive looks, obviously. I mean, how have you seen him grow over the course of this season, just in all aspects of his game?
I think the big thing with him is just he's gotten so much stronger even since he first got here, and like you said, he's taken more of those open threes and open shots. And no, I think not only him but Carter, Marcus, some of those other big men that are coming in, that they're doing a great job hustling their butts off, rebounding, just doing those little things that we need sometimes just to keep the energy high. So I think they're all doing a great job, and Nolan's been the head of that for sure.
Right. How did, some of Tyler's obviously offensive aggression that he discussed a little bit, and some of Steve's early work on the boards just kind of help set the tone early on tonight?
Yeah, I think, playing through the paint, we knew we wanted to pound the ball inside when you have a size advantage. And, you can't get into you don't want to get into a jump shot contest all the time and let them neutralize what our advantage is of not playing through our bigs. And I think Steve's, demand of the ball, for the most part, Tyler in there, really set the tone that we were going to pound it at them and continue to chip away, specifically when they wanted to play a little slower pace, slow it down, low possessions. We had to play in the paint and get to the free throw line. Jeff.
Greg, was this one of those games in some ways, it's in finals week, it wasn't a crisp game from start to finish, but you understand that playing against a lesser foe a little bit, that you might run into a game like this?
Yeah, but just, Jacksonville, I don't think we give enough credit for how they tried to play us with really jamming things up, gapping up, sending the double team in the second half specifically at our bigs. And Coach Harper's been doing it for a long time. So you could just watching film, we were going to have to really work to get things offensively because they're a good defensive team. But as choppy as it looked, we still ended up 1.17, and they were at 0.92. So that actually puts us right at our average of where we've been on the year is 1.17. So I know it doesn't maybe always appear to be aesthetically pleasing, but when you get in those type of games when they want to slow it down and go possession by possession, you have to be disciplined enough not to alter from what your plan is of really trying to play through the paint.
Michael.
You obviously left some points at the free throw line, but overall, have you been pleased, I guess, with the ability to get there over the last couple
Yeah,
years?
I didn't think we got there. I wasn't happy Saturday to shoot 8. We needed it, and we've changed some things. We've added some tweaks to what we're doing to try to be there more and to open up driving lines for guys that can attack. So hopefully that helps us as we continue to go forward and puts the defenses in more of a quandary when they really try to gum it up and jam.
Coach, Connor didn't play the first 19
Who's
minutes.
asking?
Here.
Where are you? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rohan, Connor didn't play the first 19 minutes and then, got subbed out. While he's going through what he's going through, how do you guys continue to help him, and what does he need to kind of show you to warrant more playing time?
Holding him accountable is the best thing that coaches can do, and continue to demand that you have to guard. And he's in a funk right now. I think he's better than where he was 2-3 weeks ago. He understands it. He's been very coachable, but he's got to continue to be more physical defensively. We're working some things with him to try to help him with his feet, his balance, those type of things. But embracing it, he knows it. And we need him, but he's got to continue to grow defensively as we've all seen.
Michael.
Does the depth that you guys have this year make it at all more difficult to kind of allow him to play through those defensive mistakes at all, just with the options you have off the bench to replace him, I guess?
Does the depth make it more difficult, or no? you have to. I'll hold anybody accountable that, for the defensive. He's not the only one that comes out if there's, things that we have to work on. So I think, as a coach, holding him, that's the big accountability, and the teammates understand that and want that because they understand what it takes to have success as a unit, as a team. Our guys want to win. So in order to do that, we have to all be pushing towards the same goal. And not that he doesn't. He's in a funk right now defensively. I think some of it's too, a year ago he played on a team that was okay. We're a much better team. We got more depth. The scouting reports are out on him, the film. So you've got to add layers to your game. You got to grow your game because they got all the freshman film when you bang threes. They're not letting you get loose as much. So I think that's a big piece of it. Continue to grow your game and accept the challenge. I mean, teammates have continued to help him and coach him, and same thing with the coaches. And we know he can do it, but it's got to be it's not one of those things where we can't afford to let him play through it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can't. Stakes are too high, in terms of what this team wants to accomplish. So we're going to need him, and he's going to get there. I told him I'll keep coaching your defense. I'll call you when you're 45 years old playing in a men's league in the YMCA and ask you, how did you guard tonight? I mean, then until they shovel dirt on me, I said, I'll keep coaching you, and he knows it. He knows I'm not going to let up in terms of what I expect defensively.